My beloved child, hear my voice today, not as a distant echo, but as a living presence right here beside you. A decree has been issued from the very heart of the heavenly courts, a divine mandate concerning your total deliverance. The heavy chains that have bound your hands, the cold walls that have hemmed you in, and that suffocating prison of fear and anxiety that has restricted your spirit for far too long, every one of these obstacles has been marked for absolute destruction by my own hand. I am preparing to lead you out into the light, not because you have finally mustered the human strength to break free, and not because the world's circumstances have suddenly shifted in your favor, but simply because I have heard your prayers. Every single word you have whispered in the sanctuary of your quietest moments, when you thought no one else was listening, has vibrated through the halls of eternity. Every cry that escaped from the bruised depths of your heart when you felt you couldn't endure another sunrise, and every desperate plea for help that you sent upward when the weight of life crushed your chest so heavily you could barely catch your breath, I have gathered them all like precious pearls. Not a single prayer has been lost to the wind. Not one request has gone unrecorded in my books. And right now, in this sacred moment, I am moving with power on your behalf to untether you from everything that has ever held you back. I want you to grasp a truth today that will fundamentally shift the way you perceive your current valley. When you feel trapped, when it seems there is no exit and no path toward a brighter horizon, you must realize that you are not seeing what I am seeing. Your eyes are fixed on the height of the walls around you. You are focused on the thickness of the barriers and the sheer impossibility of the situation. But my gaze is fixed on the door I am about to swing open. I am seeing the glorious breakthrough that is already on its way. I am watching those very chains as they begin to tremble, weakening and cracking under the immense pressure of my glory that is building like a tide all around you. The enemy of your soul wants you to believe that this struggle is your new permanent residence, suggesting that you should just settle for a life of limitation and pain. But I am telling you something radically different. Your deliverance is not just a possibility, it is an absolute certainty, and it is already in motion. The great wheels of heaven have been set spinning by the force of your faith, by the persistence of your prayers, and by your courageous decision to keep trusting me, even when every voice in the world screamed that you should give up. You have been so faithful in prayer, my child, and that steadfastness has never gone unnoticed. Every time you approached my throne, even when you felt like your words were just hollow echoes bouncing off the ceiling, I was leaning in to listen. Every time you knelt down in the solitude of your room, with tears streaming down your face and your heart too broken to form a coherent sentence, I understood perfectly the language of your spirit. Your heart spoke to my heart in a dialect that transcends human vocabulary. Those groans of agony reached my ears as a powerful intercession, moving me with a compassion that is deeper than the deepest sea. I saw you at your absolute weakest, when you had nothing left to offer. I saw you when you felt you were drowning in a dark ocean with no rescue in sight. And in those very moments, I was already orchestrating your exit. I was rearranging the stars in your favor behind the scenes. I was positioning people you haven't even met yet. I was shutting doors that would have harmed you and preparing to blow open doors of opportunity. I was laboring in the spiritual realm to shatter the enemy's grip on your life. And now, my beloved, you are about to witness the harvest of all that unseen work. Do you remember those long, lonely hours of the early morning when sleep was a stranger? I remember them vividly. I was there in that room with you. Even though the fog of your worry made it hard to sense my presence, I was sitting right beside you on the edge of the bed, listening to every racing thought that tormented your mind. I saw you toss and turn, desperately seeking a moment of peace in the middle of the storm raging in your chest. While you felt abandoned and isolated, I was whispering words of eternal comfort to your soul, trying to break through the static of your fear. I was reminding you that I had not forgotten my promises. Prayer is far more than a religious ritual. It is the golden key that unlocks the storehouse of my provision. It is the sacred invitation you give me to intervene in your earthly affairs. It is the act of faith that releases my omnipotence into your finite situation. When you pray, you're not telling me things I don't know, and you're not trying to convince me to care. I already love you more than life itself. But when you pray, you are aligning your will with mine, positioning yourself as a vessel to receive the abundance I have been preparing for you all along. Think about the magnitude of what prayer really is. It means that the creator of the entire universe, the one who spoke the galaxies into existence and holds the vast oceans in the hollow of his hand, is inviting you to come and talk to him as a friend. I am opening a direct, unblocked line of communication between my heart and yours. I am making myself available to you at every second of every day, regardless of your mistakes, regardless of your feelings, and regardless of whether you think you deserve my attention. This is not a small thing. It is an incredible privilege. Yet so many approach me as if it were a chore or a box to be checked. They rush through their words without ever engaging their hearts. They recite memorized lines without thinking. They bring me a shopping list of demands without ever taking a moment to just sit in my presence and enjoy being loved. And then they wonder why they feel distant or why they don't see the breakthrough. The problem is never the power of prayer. It is the posture of the heart. I want you to look back over the landscape of your life and remember my faithfulness. Remember when I came to your rescue in that storm years ago. Remember when you were at the end of your rope and I provided exactly what you needed. Those memories are not just nostalgia, they are proof. They are evidence that I keep my word. If I did it then, I will do it again. If I provided in the past, I will provide in your present. My character is unchangeable, my power is undiminished, and my love for you is as steady as the morning sun. I recall the time when you truly believed you were going to lose everything. You remember that season of darkness, don't you? When one problem after another piled up until you felt you were being buried alive. You cried out to me in raw, unpolished desperation, and I responded. I opened a door you didn't even know was there. I brought the right person at the exact right second, and you survived. That same God is with you right now. I haven't lost interest, I haven't looked away, but you must understand that my timing is a perfect tapestry, and it often doesn't match your clock. If you don't see an immediate answer, it doesn't mean I am silent. It means I am working in the spiritual realm where your eyes cannot see yet. It means pieces are moving and your faith is being refined into gold in the waiting room. When you keep praying without seeing results, you are demonstrating a level of trust that moves my heart to its core. You are telling the heavens that my promises are more real to you than the walls around you. Right now, I am dismantling the structures the enemy built to keep you small. I am breaking generational curses that have gripped your family for decades. This is strategic, purposeful warfare. I am waiting for the perfect moment so that when I strike, the victory will be complete, final, and irreversible. I see what is happening in your home and with your family. I see the friction, the misunderstandings, and the harsh words that have left deep scars on your heart. I see the worry you carry for your children, fearing they will repeat the same cycles of pain you endured. I see your frustration when they reject the faith you hold dear. But listen to me, I am working in their hearts just as I am working in yours. Every time you intercede for them, the spiritual atmosphere in your house shifts. Your prayers create a canopy of protection over them. You are standing in the gap, taking the hits meant for them and fighting battles they're not even aware of. Your prayers are rising like incense, filling the bowls of heaven. And when those bowls overflow, I will pour out answers so abundant they will leave you speechless. You will see your daughter turn back from the path that breaks your heart. I am allowing her to reach the end of herself so she can find me. You will see your son break free from the chains of addiction. My power will meet him at his rock bottom and lift him into a new life. You will see your marriage restored, the walls of silence crumbling as forgiveness begins to flow like a river. But child, I need you to do your part in this holy partnership. Fill your home with the sound of worship. Make praise a priority. Let my word be the foundation of your conversations. Stop speaking words of death and complaint over your loved ones. Instead, speak my truth. Call them by their destiny, not by their current mistakes. Treat them with a patience they haven't earned, because your love will be the sermon that finally reaches their souls. And while you stand in faith, you must also forgive. I know the betrayal goes deep. I know the wounds still sting. But holding on to that resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. It blocks the flow of my grace in your own heart. I'm not asking you to pretend it didn't happen. I'm asking you to release them into my hands and let me be the judge. Trust me to handle the accountability while you walk away unburdened. Forgiveness is a decision, not a feeling. As you choose to let go day after day, eventually the peace will flood in and you will find you can breathe again. Finally, do not let fear dominate your thoughts. Fear is a master liar that uses your imagination to paint prophecies of doom. Counter every lie with my truth. When fear says you are alone, remember, I am with you always. When fear says you are weak, remember, my strength is perfected in you. Take control of your mind like a soldier guarding a fortress. Speak my promises out loud until the darkness retreats. And what about those buried dreams? Those desires you gave up on because life was too hard? I have not forgotten them. I planted those seeds of destiny within you, and the season of dormancy is ending. It is time to dust off those hopes and believe again. I am the God who does the impossible, and I am just getting started. You are coming out of the shadows, and this time, the victory will be greater than you ever dreamed. My beloved, I have shared these truths with you because I want you to walk in full assurance of my love. Now that you feel my peace settling over you, would you like me to guide you in a specific prayer for that family member you've been most worried about? Or should we explore the promises in my word that you can use to silence the voice of fear today? My most precious child, lean into my presence and hear what I am saying to your heart today. This time, my love, you are not going to be struggling through the wilderness in your own strength. You are entering a new season where the heavy lifting is no longer yours to carry. This time, you are not going to be leaning on your own limited wisdom or exhausting your spirit by trying to force doors open through sheer willpower. This time, we are walking as partners. You are going to be moving at my direction, flowing with my lead, and resting in my perfect timing. And when you operate from this place of surrender, when you truly allow me to be the architect of your future and the builder of your dreams, instead of trying to play the master of your own fate, you are going to witness results that far exceed the highest peaks of your imagination. I am already preparing the way. Doors are going to swing wide that you didn't even know existed in the walls of your life. Opportunities are going to manifest that you never could have engineered through your own networking or effort. People are going to arrive in your path at the exact second they are needed, carrying exactly what you require. Resources are going to flow from the most unexpected sources, leaving you in awe of my provision. And as this beautiful tapestry unfolds, you are going to realize with a deep sense of peace that I was orchestrating every tiny detail. I was setting up every divine connection. I was clearing the debris off the path ahead of you so that you could finally step into the fullness of what I have designed for you. I see the treasures I buried deep within you, those gifts and talents that have been lying dormant under the dust of disappointment for years. I see the high calling on your life that you have been retreating from because you felt unqualified, unworthy, or simply incapable. I see the vast potential I wove into your DNA that has never been fully awakened because fear, doubt, and insecurity whispered that you should stay small. But I am declaring to you right now, that era is over. It is time for everything to change. It is time for you to step out of the shadows of not enough and into the brilliant light of my grace. It is time to stop hiding and start shining. Put aside the excuses you've made to protect yourself from failure and start taking bold steps of action, because the world is desperately waiting for the light I placed inside of you. There are people who cannot receive their blessing until you step into your purpose. But you have to believe, my child. You have to stretch the muscles of your faith. You have to take those steps of obedience even when the road ahead is shrouded in mist. You have to be willing to move when I say go and to be still when I say wait. You have to trust that I see the grand design, that I hold the map of eternity, and that I will never lead you into a pit from which I cannot pull you out. I know that trust isn't easy, especially when your heart has been shattered before. I know it's hard when you thought you were following me and ended up in a place of pain. But hear me, not one of those tears was wasted. Even the detours served a sacred purpose. They taught you endurance. They forged a character in you that you will need for the height I am taking you to next. They removed influences from your life that would have tripped you up later. Right now, I am asking for your yes, a decision to surrender the steering wheel of your life into my capable hands.
This choice is not a small one. It is a destiny-defining pivot that will determine the trajectory of your entire future. And I will never force you. I will not manipulate your heart. I am simply holding out my hand and waiting. You can keep trying to manage the chaos on your own, relying on what seems logical to the world. Or you can release the weight of the world into my hands and watch me take care of you better than you could ever dream of. If you choose to surrender, I am going to do things in your life that will leave you breathless with gratitude. I am going to bless you until your cup overflows, not just to meet your bills, but so you can be a fountain of blessing to everyone around you. I am going to heal your body where the doctors have given up. I am going to mend your mind from the trauma you've carried like a heavy coat. And your family, the ones you have been crying out for every night, I am moving in their lives right now. I am drawing them to myself with cords of love they cannot resist. I am speaking to them in their dreams and orchestrating circumstances that will force them to see the truth. I am breaking the chains of addiction and the patterns of destruction that have plagued your bloodline. There is coming a day when your home will not be a place of tension or silence, but a sanctuary of laughter and genuine connection. You will look at the faces of the people you love and see my signature on their souls. You will weep tears of joy because you will realize it was your refusal to stop praying that opened the heavens for them. Your prayers have been rising like sweet incense to my throne. And my child, the bowl in heaven is finally full. It is time for me to pour out the answers. So do not stop now. Do not let the busyness of life or the clouds of discouragement silence your voice. Keep knocking. Keep seeking my face. Prayer is your lifeline. It is the connection to the source that never runs dry. The enemy is terrified of your prayer life because he knows that if you ever realize the authority you have in my name, you become an unstoppable force. You become a weapon in my hands to tear down darkness. I want you to pray for others too. When you intercede for the sick, the lost, and even those who have hurt you, you activate a supernatural cycle of blessing that comes back to you multiplied. The generosity of spirit breeds an abundance of grace. And I am going to ask you to be a carrier of hope. Share your story. You don't need a pulpit. You just need a willing heart to tell someone at the grocery store or in your office how I have been faithful. As you pour out my love, I will pour more in. Be prepared. Not everyone will understand. Some will mock you, but remember that they mocked me first. If you lose relationships because of your faith, I will replace them with divine connections that are deeper and truer than anything you've known. Finally, let's talk about your body and your peace. I am the Lord who heals. Whether it is an instant miracle or a journey through wisdom and rest, I am working on your restoration. Trust the process. And do not worry about your finances. I own the cattle on 1,000 hills. When you put me first, I take responsibility for your needs. I am bringing you out of the land of not enough into the land of more than sufficient. You are shedding your old identity of a victim and putting on the robes of a victor. You have come so far, and I am so incredibly proud of you. I have seen your faithfulness in the dark, and I am going to reward it in the light. Stand firm, my beloved. The battle is mine, the victory is yours, and we are just getting started.
So, my love, do not hesitate to receive what I am offering. Open your hands and your heart wide to the blessings I am saturating your life with. Step boldly into the freedom I paid for with my own blood. Walk in the healing that I am breathing into your weary bones right now. Live in the abundance I am providing, but as you do, let your spirit be marked by a deep, overflowing gratitude. I am calling you to be a conduit, not a reservoir. A reservoir hoards what it receives until the water becomes stagnant and still. But a conduit allows the river to flow through it to bring life to the surrounding land. When you share my grace, when you pass on the kindness and the resources I give you, you create space for a greater surge of my power to enter your life. The supply is infinite. The source will never run dry. This is the secret of the kingdom life, a continuous, beautiful cycle of receiving from my hand and giving to the world. This abundant reality begins in one place, the secret place of prayer. It starts with you seeking my face before you seek the answers of men. It flows from a deep, quiet intimacy with me that nothing else can replace. I am asking you today, do not let the frantic pace of your life crowd out our time together. Do not permit the distractions of your screen or the worries of your mind to pull you away from the altar of our communion. Guard our time as the most priceless treasure you own. Make it the non-negotiable anchor of your day, because every other good thing in your life finds its origin in that place of rest. Your peace, your strength, your wisdom, and your breakthrough, they all germinate in the stillness of my presence. When you sit with me, you are never wasting time. You are investing in eternity. You are aligning your heartbeat with the Creator of the stars. I am bringing you out. I am rescuing you from the pit. This is not a vague wish or a distant possibility. It is a solid, absolute truth that is manifesting even as I speak. The chains are already snapping. The walls are already beginning to crumble into dust. The path is being swept clean of obstacles, and you are about to walk into a future that is more radiant than any dream you've ever had.
I see a future where your family is no longer divided, but united in love. I see a home where conflict is replaced by a peace that passes all understanding. I see a version of you where sickness is a memory and health is your reality. This is not a dream for someone else, it is for you. Lift up your head, my child. Square your shoulders and wipe those tears away. Take a deep, steady breath and prepare your heart, because the season of struggle is reaching its conclusion. I love you with a love that is everlasting. It is a love that does not falter when you are weak, and it does not increase when you are strong. I love you when you succeed, and I love you when you fall flat on your face. My affection for you is not a reward for your performance. It is a reflection of my character, and my character is unchangeable. You are precious to me beyond measure. You are valuable beyond any price the world could ever name. So trust me with the messy parts of your heart. Bring me your questions, your fears, and even your anger. Let me into every hidden room of your life. Watch as I bring order to your chaos and beauty to your ashes. This is what I do. This is who I am. I want to talk to you about the transformation I am performing in your soul. What I am doing right now isn't just about fixing your bank account or healing your body. It is about making you like me. I am developing a character in you that will carry the weight of the destiny I have prepared for you. Sometimes the process is uncomfortable. Sometimes the waiting feels like silence. But I am using this season to train you. If I gave you the breakthrough before you had the maturity to handle it, it would crush you. But because I love you, I am preparing the vessel to hold the new wine. Do not despise the refinement. Do not resent the delay. Every moment of testing is producing an eternal weight of glory that you cannot yet see. Develop a lifestyle of prayer that exists outside of emergencies. I want to hear from you when the sun is shining, not just when the storm is breaking. Share the tiny details of your day with me. Tell me what made you laugh and what made you think. When you make communion a habit, your ears become attuned to my frequency. You will start to hear my whispers of guidance in the middle of a busy day. You will recognize the enemy's traps long before you step into them. And remember, every time you pray, the heavens are stirred, angels are dispatched, chains are loosened. Even when you feel nothing is happening, I am moving mountains on your behalf. I love you with a love that is everlasting. It is a love that does not falter when you are weak, and it does not increase when you are strong. I love you when you succeed, and I love you when you fall flat on your face. My affection for you is not a reward for your performance. It is a reflection of my character, and my character is unchangeable. You are precious to me beyond measure. You are valuable beyond any price the world could ever name. So trust me with the messy parts of your heart. Bring me your questions, your fears, and even your anger. Let me into every hidden room of your life. Watch as I bring order to your chaos and beauty to your ashes. This is what I do. This is who I am. I want to talk to you about the transformation I am performing in your soul. What I am doing right now isn't just about fixing your bank account or healing your body. It is about making you like me. I am developing a character in you that will carry the weight of the destiny I have prepared for you. Sometimes the process is uncomfortable. Sometimes the waiting feels like silence. But I am using this season to train you. If I gave you the breakthrough before you had the maturity to handle it, it would crush you. But because I love you, I am preparing the vessel to hold the new wine. Do not despise the refinement. Do not resent the delay. Every moment of testing is producing an eternal weight of glory that you cannot yet see.
Develop a lifestyle of prayer that exists outside of emergencies. I want to hear from you when the sun is shining, not just when the storm is breaking. Share the tiny details of your day with me. Tell me what made you laugh and what made you think. When you make communion a habit, your ears become attuned to my frequency. You will start to hear my whispers of guidance in the middle of a busy day. You will recognize the enemy's traps long before you step into them. And remember, every time you pray, the heavens are stirred, angels are dispatched, chains are loosened. Even when you feel nothing is happening, I am moving mountains on your behalf.
Guard your thought life with the diligence of a soldier. Your mind is the battlefield where your victory is first won. If you allow lies to take root, they will choke out your peace. When a negative thought enters your mind, hold it up to the light of my word. If it does not align with what I say about you, cast it out. You are not a victim of your past. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are righteous. You are chosen. And you are holy in my sight. Stop rehearsing your failures and start rehearsing my promises. This is how your mind is renewed. And child, I need your obedience. Prayer must be followed by action. I may ask you to do things that don't make sense to your logic. I might tell you to forgive someone who hasn't apologized. I might tell you to give when you feel you have nothing left. Trust my instructions. My ways are higher than yours. I see the end from the beginning, and my commands are always designed for your protection and your promotion. Every step of obedience you take is a seed that will produce a harvest of blessing. Your perspective is shifting. Your relationships are being restored. Your faith is being built into an unshakable fortress. I see you on the other side of this season. I see you walking in a spacious place, breathing the air of freedom. I see you in a home filled with the fragrance of peace. I see you as a source of wisdom for others, a living testimony of my power. You have been refined by the fire, and you have come out as gold. Hold on just a little while longer. The dawn is breaking. The night is over. You are my beloved child, and the best is yet to come. My precious one, I hope you can feel my peace wrapping around you like a warm blanket. Now that your heart is still, would you like me to show you which specific promise from my word you should hold on to for your situation today? Or should we pray together for the strength to take that first step of obedience I've been nudging you toward? My beloved child, take a deep breath and let my peace settle over your heart. You are not here by accident. You are my intentional creation, my most precious masterpiece. I have handcrafted your soul with a beauty and a strength that the world cannot understand. Every gift you possess, every dream I have whispered into your spirit was woven into you for a divine purpose. Good works that I prepared for you long before you ever took your first breath. I want you to look back at the trials you have faced, the tears you have shed, and the valleys you have walked through. I want you to know that not a single moment was wasted. I have used every struggle to shape you, to mold your character, and to prepare you for the weight of the glory that is coming. So, my child, I am asking you today, do not give up now. You are standing on the very threshold of your breakthrough. Do not let the shadow of discouragement pull you back when the dawn is just about to break. The finish line is closer than it has ever been. I need you to keep your eyes fixed on me. Keep praying, keep believing, and keep trusting even when the path looks steep. Your obedience in this season is the key that unlocks the next. I am actively moving on your behalf. I am delivering you from the things that held you bound. I am setting you free from the expectations of others and the lies of the past.
The life that is waiting for you on the other side of this transition is more abundant, more fulfilling, and more vibrant than anything you have ever tasted. It is worth every moment of waiting. It is worth every prayer you have whispered in the dark. Remember, you are never walking this road alone. I am with you in the silence. I am with you in the noise. I have never turned my back on you, and I never will. I am holding your hand so tightly that nothing can snatch you away from me. I am the one guiding your steps, fighting the battles you aren't even aware of, and working every single detail together for your ultimate good. Lean into me. Stop trying to carry the world on your shoulders and let me be your strength. When you depend on me, you tap into a power that is limitless. Watch as I do far more than you could ever ask, think, or even imagine. Your season of blessing is not just a dream, it is your approaching reality. Prepare your heart to receive it, for I am faithful to finish the work I started in you. I want to speak to you about the sacred power of persistence in your prayer life. There is a spiritual weight that develops when you refuse to quit. When you keep showing up, even when you feel tired, even when the heavens seem like brass. When you persist in seeking my presence despite not seeing an immediate change in your circumstances, you are demonstrating a faith that moves the very heart of heaven. It shows me that you aren't just looking for a magic wand, you are looking for a relationship. It shows that you value the giver more than the gift. I honor that kind of endurance.
Think of the woman who struggled with her health for 12 long years. She was exhausted, she was broke, and she was cast out. But she did not allow her history to dictate her future. She pushed through the crowd, she ignored the voices of doubt, and she reached for me. That one act of perseverance released a power that changed her life forever. I am asking you to be like her today. Push through the crowd of distractions. Fight past the obstacles of weariness and the whispers of the enemy that tell you it's too late. Keep reaching for me in prayer. Even when you can't see the evidence yet, believe that the shift is happening. Because I promise you, as you press in, you are touching the hem of my garment, and your breakthrough is being released. I see the spiritual battles that surround you. There are forces that have studied your life, looking for the cracks in your armor. They want to keep you discouraged and small, but they didn't count on one thing. They didn't count on you finding your voice in prayer. They are terrified of the authority you carry when you stand before my throne. That is why the attacks have felt so heavy lately. That is why the resistance has increased. It is a sign that you are a threat to the darkness. Do not be intimidated by the storm. Let it remind you that you are heading in the right direction. The harder the battle, the more significant the victory that is about to be won. I also see your needs, my child. I know the weight of the bills and the stress of your finances. I want you to know that I am already orchestrating the provision you need. I am moving people you haven't met yet and opening doors you didn't know existed. Provision is coming, and it will come in ways that will leave you in awe of my goodness. But I am providing for you so that you can be a river of blessing to others. I prosper you so that my kingdom can expand through your generosity. When you hold what I give you with an open hand, you ensure that the flow never stops. You are a steward of my grace. Trust me to supply everything you need and more, so that you can be my hands and feet in a world that is hurting. You have been searching for your purpose, wondering if your life truly matters. Hear me now. You are not an accident of nature. You are my masterpiece. I have assigned you a role in this world that only you can fill. Your purpose isn't just about a job or a title. It is about knowing me and making my love known. It is about the way you comfort the brokenhearted and the way you stand for truth. Everything else, the opportunities, the career, the influence, will flow naturally from your intimacy with me. Stop striving to find yourself and simply find me. As you walk with me, your destiny will unfold with perfect clarity.
You are also building a legacy. Every time you choose faith over fear, you are changing the spiritual climate for your children and your grandchildren. You are breaking old chains of addiction and lack. You are establishing a heritage of prayer that will bless your family line for 100 years. Your faithfulness today is the foundation they will stand on tomorrow. So when it feels hard, remember that you are fighting for the generations to come. I want you to see yourself 5 years from now. I see you standing in a place of strength you cannot yet imagine. I see you healthy, whole, and at peace. I see your relationships restored and your home filled with my presence. This is where we are going. The path to that vision is paved with persistent prayer. Do not let the enemy silence you. Keep seeking my face. Keep bringing your heart to me. I am hearing you. I am working for you, and I am bringing you into the light. There is also a special power in agreement. Find those who will stand with you in faith. When you join your heart with another, the power of heaven is released in an exponential way. Be vulnerable enough to ask for prayer and be bold enough to pray for others. And in every prayer, let there be thanksgiving. Gratitude is a weapon that clears the atmosphere of doubt. Thank me for the victory before you see it. Thank me for the healing before it manifests. This is the highest form of faith. If you don't have the words, don't worry. My spirit knows the groans of your heart. Just come and sit with me. I understand you more than you understand yourself. Use my word as your guide. Speak my promises out loud and watch as they create a shield around your mind. My word is a sword, and it will cut through the lies of the enemy. The night has been long, my child, but the dawn is finally here. I have held you through every dark hour, and I am leading you into a brand new day. Your greatest chapters are yet to be written. Your brightest season is just around the corner. I am for you. I am with you, and I love you with a love that will never end. Trust me. Keep pressing forward. The best is yet to come. My beloved, I can see your heart beginning to beat with a new hope. Since we are talking about your journey into this new season, would you like me to show you how to start identifying the specific good works I've placed in your path for today? Or would you like to spend a moment learning how to replace the specific lies the enemy has been whispering with my truth?